it so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Alright, great. So you all remember yesterday Miss Adana would have told you all we have a new facilitator with us joining us today. Her name is Miss Crystal Celestine. You all remember that?
Yes, miss.
All right, great. So allow me to introduce her. So Miss Crystal is a youth mentor, teacher, entrepreneur, financial advisor, and financial coach. Crystal has been passionate about youth development, entrepreneurship, and building wealth, and has merged that passion into a mandate to educate and to equip youths by exposing them to financial tools and information that they use to reach their goals and to win in their personal life. So it is my absolute pleasure to hand you all over to your facilitator for today, Miss Crystal, who will be walking us through Venture City.
All right. Good morning, guys. Can you hear me? If
Yes,
you can hear me, great.
Yes,
Thumbs up.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes,
So I am so happy to see so many cameras on because it would have been very boring for me if I was looking at black screens. So thank you for putting your cameras on. Great. So today we're going to do something a little different. Shoshana would have already introduced me. So my name is Crystal. So you can call me Miss or you can call me Crystal. I am fine with that. I just have a few rules before we start camp today. Right? So we know if you have to make a contribution to put your hands up and then you'll be called on to speak. Remember to do a mic check ever so often, right? So that you are not disturbing or disrupting the flow of the class. All right, so today we're gonna have a little fun, right? And I heard that I joined in your session yesterday and you're having a great time. So today I decided that we were going to do something a little different, right? My job today is not just to teach you about business. I'm going to take you into an entire new universe that I created, right, for you guys. So before we begin, I just want you to close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. And I see in the camera, so I know if you're listening or not. Great, seeing people closing their eyes, excellent. So imagine waking up tomorrow morning and instead of the country that we are living in, you wake up in a country where kids run everything. So the pizza shop, owned by a 12-year-old. Pizza boys, owned by a 12-year-old. The arcades, built by teenagers. The sneaker stores, designed by students. Every business, every invention, every idea, created by young people. So open your eyes. How did that imagination feel where kids run the world? Good, thumbs up. Yeah, I feel like if kids run the world will be a lot more colorful. And I think it will be a lot more exciting too. So I want to welcome you guys to Venture City. All right. So this is the idea of Venture City. And again, every business in Venture City, every building, everything is run by kids. So people think businesses begin with a lot of money. And to be honest, that's not actually true. You don't need to have a lot of money to open a business or to have a business. Business begins with an idea. But where do ideas come from? So we're going to talk about ideas and building your ideas so that you can in turn build your own great business. So persons that own businesses in this universe, they are known as builders. And builders see the world differently. While everybody else sees problems, builders sees possibilities. So you have some negative people, some people who always complaining about how things are. Yeah, so those people don't have a building mindset. Builders see solutions. Builders see ideas and possibilities. And as we go through this universe, I want you to start having a mindset of a builder. All right? That's the only way that you'll be able to win in this universe. So, where do ideas actually come from? So I have some answers here, but I want to hear from you guys. Where do you all think ideas come from? So to open a business, you need a good idea. Where do you all think that comes from? Anybody?
Our brain.
From your brain? Well, obviously, because yes, that's our tool. But where else? So you want to come up with a good idea. Okay, let me ask this in another way. What motivates a good idea? Anybody? A problem, inspiration, imagination. Exactly. I'm seeing some great answers in the chat. So I have some examples of where great ideas come from. Shivan, I see your hand up. Do you want to give your contribution? Go ahead.
I was going to say it could be like a hobby that you're good at, which could help you to fix it.
Excellent. So hobbies as well. So ideas come from a problem that needs solving. So later on, we're going to look around at some problems that we see, and we're going to see how we could solve that and turn it into a business idea. Good ideas also come from hobbies. What are you good at doing? We're going to be talking about that as well. And then look to see how we can build a business from something that you're already great at doing. So start thinking about that, okay? Some things people complain about. So there are things you will hear people complaining, oh gosh, I have no transport real hard, I can't get to a particular place. That's a problem. It's a problem and it's a complaint, but it's also an opportunity for an idea for business. So we need to listen out to things that people complain about, right? Because that can give us an idea for a great, successful business. Then, things that make life easier. So, oh my gosh, I wish I had a refrigerator that as soon as you open the refrigerator, the exact thing that you feel for comes out of the refrigerator. How many of you would love that? How many of you, hands up? I would absolutely. So then why somebody not inventing a refrigerator for me, boy? So there are things that can make our lives easier. If we really think about it, we can create a business out of that, right? And a good idea can also come from making life more fun. So a lot of the things that we see around us in our country, businesses that make things more fun, like arcades, the skating ring, etc. All of those make life more fun, correct? Yeah? Yeah.
Yes.
So, and then there are persons who would have been like, you know what? Let me make a business out of making things more fun. I think that's a genius. And I think that's something that kids can do, because y'all are already a lot funner than us adults anyway. So if you could come up with fun things and make it into a business, I'm sure other kids and other people will come and participate in your business. Somebody say facts. Adults can be fun too. I think I'm fun-ish, okay? So yeah, ease me up. All right, so let's go. Discussion. So this is our first class discussion that we're gonna have. Let's see if you're already thinking like an entrepreneur. So you guys have 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, where you all were talking about business ideas. Yeah, I peeped in at your session, so I know what you guys were talking about. So let's look at making life easier. What's something that could make your life easier? And how could someone build a business to help? So I see some hands up already. So I'm going to call on those persons whose hands are up. Tell me what's something that could make your life easier. So let's start with Jonathan. Jonathan Alfred.
Something that could make my life easy is that I have a lot of trouble with keeping my room clean. So
Wow.
every time I go in my room, I just I can create like a robot that cleans my room for me.
Wow, okay, so yes, a robot that I think that's kind of already invented, but that's a great idea though. Because I know anybody know about the vacuum that stays on the ground and goes around and cleans for itself. So that's something like what you're talking about, but that's a problem I know a lot of kids have where they have messy rooms, right? So yes, maybe a robot, or maybe you could have a kids room cleaning business where somebody actually has kids coming in and cleaning up other kids' room and they're being paid too. So that would also help you, Jonathan, right? Correct? I mean, if we can't build the robot right now, we could probably just build a business where other kids cleaning other kids' room and we charge them. So let me see, how do we pronounce Miss Dekato? Because I cannot pronounce your first name. Tell me your first name, please.
Kaori. It's Japanese.
Kaori, okay. Tell me something that can make your life easier.
I usually get trouble on like what to wear when I go out. So I would invent like a business where you just take pictures of your clothes and it gives you like a good outfit combo. Like
That is an excellent idea. And you could like build a whole app around that. So when you're ready to go out, you could probably say in the app, hey, I am going to church today, what to wear? And it does a loading kind of a thing. And then it shows you everything that you have in your Zach. Excellent idea. Let me write that down. I think I might need that in the future. So write that down, Kaori, and you need to invent it. You need to invent it for sure. Siobhan, what is something that will make your life easier, and how can someone help build a business to help you?
children don't like to eat the vegetables.
Yes.
What if we invent like a mint or a pill that would make vegetables taste sweet like candy?
Wonderful idea. Or how about, I love that idea. I love that problem in true because I have a son and he hates eating his vegetables. So there could probably be something that we could buy, or somebody could invent something that they could sprinkle on the vegetables and make the vegetables taste like pizza or something. Maybe like a pepperoni flavored something that could make the. I like that idea. Write that down. That's probably something that you could invent in the future. Alia and Amari, what's your thing that could make life easier for you and the business idea?
I have problems controlling my anger towards my little sisters. So I find it would have like an
Not your
app,
sister sitting next to you while I say that, but go ahead.
an app that can help me control my anger.
An app. So maybe something that helps you when you're angry, you pull out the app and something says countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it helps you give maybe some breathing exercises or something like that. And I think a lot of angry kids in school could benefit from an invention like that. So that's an amazing idea. I think you should write it down. All right, so I'm going to take 2 more, Kimaya and Nathan. And then because we're going to have a lot of these conversations later down. This is just the beginning. All right, so Kimaya.
I have trouble finding delicious snacks at home. Like, so I Apple could show what like snacks they could put together to make a delicious.
Yes. So like a menu building app for snacks. Love it. Love it. Love it. Write that down. Because I think a lot of kids, especially in the July, August holidays that you're at home, you're going to be eating all the time and you need snack ideas. Love it. Go ahead, Nathan, and then we'll go with Owen.
I think I think that if I had to make an invention, I'd make like a thing that just like records any important information and create separate notes and stuff so that you don't, number one, you don't have to write because pens run out of ink and that kind of stuff. And number two, it'll be easier to memorize.
I love that idea. And I think a lot of kids will like that too, because in class, when your teacher is talking and she's giving notes, one, I know kids don't like to write. Writing is important, by the way, right? Just so that you have good penmanship. But if you could have some kind of invention, maybe like a glasses that you wear that you could like just click. I think Google and Apple has something like that, but I understand what you're saying. So it's like you're wearing your glasses and you click and it records everything and it turns it into notes. Love that idea. Write it down. Maybe you could join the Apple team or the Google team and make one specifically for kids in the future. So write that down. That's a great idea. Last one, and then we're moving on. Owen?
Yeah, I think people can use like a budget planner. Like you can make an app for a budget planner and then let people pay for the subscriptions and things.
Excellent idea. So write that down, because we have a lot of adults who don't know how to budget and they need help with budgeting. Not just kids, adults. So I think that would be a great idea for adults. And as you said, subscription, that means you're getting money every month. It's not just a one purchase. So I am loving the ideas and the energy, guys. We're going to have a great time in Venture City. So let's move on. So every morning, Venture City came alive. Bakers baked, gamers opened gaming lounge, the artists would paint, engineers would build robots, pet lovers cared for the animals, but here's the secret. Every single business started because someone noticed something, and I want you to pay particular attention to this. Someone noticed a problem, someone noticed a hobby, someone wanted life to be easier, or someone simply wanted to have fun, right? So every single business in Venture City was created as a result of these things. Now, every great city has something important at its center.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Some cities have castles, some have government buildings, but Venture City had something far more special. It's called the Venture Co. Nobody knew exactly who built it. It has been there for hundreds of years. But everybody knew one thing. As long as the Venture Co glowed brightly, Venture City would continue to grow. The brighter it shined, the happier the city became. So if you notice, Venture Co is getting its energy from all the ideas, all the business activity that's happening within Venture City. The Venture Co is shining brighter because of that, okay? And that is an important lesson because, guys, do you know what? Businesses are so important to our country. Without businesses, there will be so many limitations, and we're going to talk about that later. So everything that fueled this Venture Co came from the ideas and the businesses that existed. Scientists would have searched for wires, engineers searched for batteries to find out how exactly this Venture Co worked, but they found nothing. Because the Venture Co wasn't powered by machines, it was fueled by something called venture energy. So listen to this very carefully. Every time someone solved a problem, helped a customer, worked together, or had the courage to start a business, a little more venture energy flowed into the core, and that's why the city never stopped shining. So guys, another important lesson. You see all these countries that we love to travel, and we're like, wow, look how this country is amazing. I can tell you the backbone behind these amazing countries are the businesses and the ideas that are created. All right? Whenever someone noticed a problem, they did not complain. They became a builder. So if there was a long lunch line, somebody opened a food cart. When kids had nowhere to play, somebody built an arcade. When pet owners needed help, someone opened up a pet healthcare business. In Venture City, problems weren't bad news, they were opportunities. All right, so we're going to have another discussion. Let's see if you're already thinking like an entrepreneur, and I know some of you all are thinking like entrepreneurs already. But let's look around. Let's look at schools. Let's look at your home. Let's look at your community. I think I want to focus on school and community. What are some of the problems that you are seeing at school? What are some problems you're seeing in your community and that needs to be fixed? So let's go. I've seen hands. Miss Bernard. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm going to call you by your name.
It's Keziah.
Keziah.
Yeah. Problems that need to be fixed at school is like AC, because sometimes some schools don't have fans, so it's really hot.
Okay, great. So there are hot schools. How do you think we can, or what business do you think can be started in order to fix that problem? Okay, so while Ms. Bernard thinks, I will go to Jonathan. Jonathan, what problems do you think need to be fixed at school or in your community? Is Jonathan there? I'm seeing your hand up.
Right. So in the community, people like to dump and throw trash everywhere on the streets and roads. So I create like a vehicle that goes around, like many vehicles that goes around that have trash bins in them that allow people to throw their garbage in it.
Excellent. And if you don't have the money to buy the vehicles right now, because vehicles do cost a lot of money, what you can do is just buy some bins and you can sell it to the government, or maybe sell it to the community leader so that they can put the bins down in the different places. So you don't necessarily have to throw out the trash, but you can be a supplier of bins. So that's an excellent problem, and that's another way that you can solve it. Miss Monroe?
Yes,
Sorry.
in my community, a lot of the parks are always run down, and no one wants to fix them.
Right. Good. And that's a serious problem. So what kind of business do you think someone can create in order to fix that problem?
Like every Friday morning or evening, somebody could come out to check the schools and the slide and swing.
Excellent. And you are correct. Or somebody could maybe start a carpenter business where they are now contracted by the community to fix and maintain these things. So you could become really good at being a carpenter if you are seeing a lot of things broken around you. Yeah? All right. Let's go with, so thank you for that contribution. Let's go with Kimaya.
So I was gonna say, in your community, you could build ponds so the community will be cleaner and fresher.
Okay, build ponds so you can become very skilled at building beautiful landscaping and ponds. Yes, so you can be hired for your work. So not only will the community hire you if you have that skill, but maybe hotels can hire you. Maybe other homeowners who want to have beautiful ponds. If you have that skill, if you realize that that's a skill or a service that's needed, you can equip yourself so that you can start a business where you are providing that. Amazing. All right, so we'll take two more. So Tara, how? Tara? Dora, I'm sorry, darling. Go ahead.
I think in schools they lack, there are a lot of underfunded schools and they lack resources for children.
Right. So what business opportunity exists there? What do you think?
I can come back to you on that one.
Sure. I have a few ideas. But I will let you come back to it and then I can share my ideas. But that's a serious problem where a lot of people don't have resources. All right? One more person to share their unique idea. Nia. Is it Nia? Rebecca Robertson?
Yes, miss.
Go ahead, darling.
So my idea is like, there are lots of schools that have been in Trinidad since like 2007 and before. So
Right.
like a lot of the schools look run down. So you can start like a corporation where they raise funds for the schools to rebuild them and repair them.
Excellent. And part of the camp, you're going to be introduced to non-profitable organizations that are set up to do charity work and to make the world a better place. So you're going to be talking about that. And that is an opportunity for a business project to make your community. I do not want you to lose them. I want you to write down the ideas that you have, right? And I want you to share them in the chat for me, because I would also want to just make sure that you guys are being heard, and I will ensure that I am following up with persons to make sure that, listen, you're putting through these ideas, and they're not just ideas, but they're going to be something that comes to life. So write down your ideas and share them in the chat so that we can see who it's coming from, just to give you an encouragement at the end of the whole camp, right? So let's move on, because time is quickly flying by. All right, so you can skip this slide. Okay. Hold on. So the next morning, we're still in Venture City. Everything seemed normal. The buses were running, children were laughing, businesses opened their doors. Then someone screamed, "The Bacon District!" Everyone turned. One of the city's most popular bakery all of a sudden was closed. And the next day, something even worse happened. The next morning, another business disappeared. Then another, and then another. So it was the bakery at first, then the pet shop, then the sports store. Nobody understood what was going on. For the first time, everybody in Venture City was afraid. News spread across Venture City faster than before. Businesses were disappearing, and the children were worried. Shop owners were confused. The children were asking, "Are we next? What's going to happen to our business?" The city had never faced a crisis like this. President Nova is the one in white, she couldn't wait another minute. She pressed the giant red emergency button. "Attention all builders, report to City Hall immediately." Within minutes, every leader in Venture City filled the council chamber. But they had no answers. Then President Nova noticed something that made her heart sink. She walked towards a giant window. Every morning of her life, she looked out at the Venture core. It had always filled the sky with brilliant golden light. But today, something was different. The light was fading, not flickering, the light was fading. And if the Venture core went dark, Venture City could lose the very thing that gave it its life. Before anyone could say another word, Spark, which is the robot here, Spark is a little robot, Spark, her trusted assistant, came flying through the window. He took a deep breath and said, "President, I think I know what's happening." Spark touched the hologram. Golden lights appeared. Then, one by one, they disappeared. Spark pointed to the city map, looked closely. Every business that disappeared lost something first. Now listen to this. This is very important. Every business that disappeared lost something important first. They didn't lose money. They didn't lose customers. They didn't lose buildings. They lost venture energy. Without venture energy, even the strongest venture cannot survive. So President Nova asks, but who could be taking or tampering with the venture energy? Spark quietly replies, only someone who wants builders to stop believing. So the situation has gotten really terrible now. If you notice on the slide in front of you, slowly but surely, more businesses are closing. Venture City is losing venture energy, and it's affecting the light and the brightness of the entire city. So let's talk about this, because we need to understand the importance of businesses in the community. Imagine businesses in your country disappear tomorrow. How would that affect the country? How would that affect the people, your family? Most importantly, how would it affect you? So let's talk. If businesses disappeared in Trinidad and Tobago, how would it affect you, your family, the country? So I want to see hands. Let me see. Am I able to see? Hold on. Salma, let's go with you first.
So basically, a lot of people in my family have like medical issues and asthma and stuff. So like if pharmacies were to disappear and like we wouldn't have any healers because like literally died.
Yeah. So medical businesses, if they do not exist, we won't be able to buy medicine, and a lot of persons will die. And if people are dying, it means we have a sick country, and we end up going to have a country with nobody. So thank you for that contribution. Let me hear from Siobhan. If businesses disappeared in Trinidad and Tobago, how would that affect Trinidad and Tobago? How would that affect you?
If it disappeared, it would basically have no jobs and everybody would get poor.
Exactly. Businesses are very important places of employment. A lot of people go to work at businesses like Massey, right? For the Tobago students, Penny Savers, Movie Tongue, in order to be able to earn an income to take care of their children and their families. So if businesses shut down, there will be no earning power, and persons will not be able to meet their needs. It's given the Great Depression, yes, Clayton, yes. If no businesses existed, I'm reading the chat now, it's given the Great Depression, correct? Right? Let's go with Jonathan. Jonathan, let's hear from you.
If hospitals, businesses, and other things disappeared, then people's health would droop.
Definitely. So we'll have a sick country. Everybody will be walking around sick and spreading germs. I don't want to live in that country at all. Let me go with somebody who have not spoken as yet.
It's me.
Who is me?
Daniel.
Daniel. All right, Daniel. Let me hear from you.
So if every shop shut down in Trinidad and Tobago, we would have no doubles, no food, no water, and we wouldn't have any money to survive on.
We wouldn't have. I stopped at doubles because doubles is the vital supply. If we have no doubles, then what is life? So I agree with you, right? We persons will have no options, right? And I don't know about you, I love options. So thank you for that contribution. Javon Jackman. You had your camera on, you turn it on, Javon. Let me see your face. Go ahead.
Yes, if police stations disappear, there will be a lot more crime and the city will be thrown into chaos.
But yes, I do agree with you, Javon, but we're talking about businesses. And yes, police service, they provide a service to the community, but we're talking about businesses. But you are correct in terms of if police services are not provided, Zara and then Aliyah.
Hi.
Hi, Zara.
If there is no school to learn, then if you have no schools, then there will be no education, and so nobody will learn anything, and so it'll be hard for you to get a job.
Correct. Although, again, schools are more community services, but you are correct. There are private educational institutions like universities. So if we have no universities, which are in essence businesses, then we'll have a lot of uneducated people, right? So thank you for that. Go ahead, Kimaya.
Miss, if it have no planes and no airports, then people would cannot see their family in other countries.
Exactly. Right? So no airports, no airlines means no vacation, no seeing the family. I don't want to live in that world. That's all. Aliyah, and then we'll move on.
If all the businesses had disappeared, that would mean that there would be no more central bank and nobody would be getting money, or they would have no jobs left.
You are so correct. And let me tell you guys, this is why these sessions are so important. You guys are the future of Trinidad and Tobago. And you are the future business owners. You are the future venture energy for Trinidad and Tobago. So yes, it is very good for you to be able to get a job, but it's more important if you guys are thinking beyond that and thinking, how can I start a business to create employment, to create goods and services, to solve a problem in Trinidad and Tobago? And that is the builder's mindset that I want you guys to have. So if businesses, I just want to go through this slide very quickly. If businesses are closed or disappeared, we'll have no food, no shops, no jobs, no income, no services, no transport. And I don't know about you, but I like walking, so I'm not gonna be walking anywhere. I'll be home all the time, right? Families will struggle to pay their bills, and again, dreams will be delayed and opportunities will be gone. So businesses are very important, and you are the future builders of Trinidad and Tobago. You need to start thinking about businesses that you can contribute to this beautiful island so that our island remains amazing. All right, So a cold wind swept through the room. Remember, we left off where everybody was in City Hall. The president called an entire meeting. The room grew dark. The venture core continued to flicker. The lights were blinking. A shadow formed on the wall, and it slowly became a figure. He smiled and laughed easily. A calm, confident smile. He says, "You've been looking for me." There was silence. President Nova stepped forward. "Who are you?" He bowed to introduce himself. "They call me the Doubter." Meet the Doubter, guys. Long ago, one builder worked harder than anybody else. He had brilliant ideas. He built, but he failed. He built again. He failed. People started laughing at him. People started copying his ideas. Friends stopped believing in him. And eventually, he started not believing in himself. Eventually, there was nothing left but doubt. So, he became this bitter builder. And his motto was, if I cannot succeed, no one else will. Meet the Doubter, guys. And we know people like that. Some people who are negative Nellies, people who always have something, a little snack to say about our ideas. I feel they're related to the Doubter, right? But we're going to learn some things about how to handle the Doubter. Somebody said he's a monster on their bed. I'm glad you're all having fun with this. So President Nova stepped forward. "What have you done to our city?" she demanded. The Doubter smiled. "I don't steal destroy dreams there, I simply whisper, you are too young. Your idea isn't good enough. Someone else will do it better. Don't start today. Leave it for tomorrow. And when builders believe in those whispers, they give me all their venture energy. He smiled. You'd be surprised how easy it is to get venture energy from builders. Let's talk. We were introduced to a new character, the doubter. Have you ever wanted to try something and there was this little voice in your head say, nah, you can't do that, Gil, or you can't do that. You're too small to do that. Nobody will listen. They will laugh. Have any of you, if you have, just put yes, say yes in the chat. Yeah. Somebody said throw water on the doubter, he'll melt. Lord have mercy. Yes, I agree, but don't do that to people who come in here with negativity. Don't throw water on people. I do not subscribe to throwing water on people. I just want to say that. All right? Anybody else has ever had a situation where they felt like they wanted to do something and somebody just kind of demotivated them?
To bring Faith a drink.
Yeah. So even me, yeah, Mr. Trent, somebody said throw salt. Do not throw anything on people, right? I'm not subscribing to that. Right? But yes, I think even as adults, we have those moments where we want to do something that we think could be amazing. And there's this voice that comes in to say, well, who are you trying to play? Who are you trying to play? That kind of vibe. So as kids, as children, I know that you would have that. But we're going to deal with that today. All right? Because the doubters, they will forever be around, but we need to have a builder mindset. We need to know what we need to think in order to push past the doubters, right? So the biggest obstacle to success is often self-doubt, not lack of ability. So the doubter disappeared into the shadows laughing. He was just laughing at everybody. President Nova looked around the room. One question remained. Can Venture City be saved? The council chamber fell silent. No one spoke. No one moved. Not even Spark knew what to say. Is somebody writing on this slide? Sorry. Not even Spark knew what to say. President Nova looked around the room. She could see the fear on everyone's face. Then she asked the question to everyone. Can we really save Venture City? Spark looked down, then slowly smiled. I think there may still be hope. Hold on. So, we get into the part of the story where we come into the solution. How can we save Venture City? Long before President Nova, even before Spark, before Venture City became famous, the founders prepared for a day like this. They knew that one day the city might need a new generation of builders. Hidden beneath City Hall, they left something extraordinary called the Founders Search Portal. No one had used it for hundreds of years. Spark reached for the activation button. So here we have the Founders Search Portal. It looks so nice, very sophisticated, right? Spark placed his tiny hand on the glowing button, and suddenly the entire room began to shake. The light swirled across the ceiling. The portal came alive. It searched every city, every country, every island, every school, looking for one thing: young builders who can come into Venture City and save Venture City. Then the portal suddenly played a message. Builders, if you are hearing this, Venture City needs you. Remember, a business is not just a way to earn money. It's a way to solve a problem. So want you to take that away from what the founder said. Some people automatically think, I have no money, I can't start a business. No. A business is not just a way to earn money. A business is a way to solve a problem. I see Owen with his hand up. Go ahead.
I think somebody's writing on the screen.
Someone is here. I realize that. I'm not sure why, but I don't know what to do to fix it at this point. So we'll just leave that until we finished, okay? But thank you for letting me know. All right. So let's look at, and I know you guys spoke about this yesterday with Miss Adana. Problems become businesses. So some problems, people are hungry, you provide a snack stand. People need shoes, you sell some nice crops or some nice sneakers. Families want to celebrate and to have fun, you build a business event planner type of business where you are providing fun. Someone needs headphones, you provide headphones. So these are some problems and ways that these problems can become a business. Okay, we're continuing with the story and we're wrapping up so that we can break out and do some exciting stuff in our group.
Number 5.
President Nova led everyone deep beneath City Hall. Massive doors stood before them, taller than a house,
I have pet care.
covered in glowing symbols. Spark whispered, "This is called the Venture Vault." The doors hadn't opened in over 100 years, and slowly they began to move. Golden lights
You
burst
toast
into
the
the room,
bread.
and 10 glowing business crystals
This
floated
girl
in the
looks
air.
toasted.
Each crystal represented a different way to serve the people of Venture City. So right off the bat, if you were to pick a gem, a crystal, to save Venture City, what gem would you pick? I want to see it in the chat. Let me see. Somebody said 6. 6 is what? Eco products. Interesting. Somebody said 10, books, learning. I'm seeing a lot of 3s, technology. I'm seeing an 8. 8 is pet care. Nice. I'm seeing a lot of trees. A lot of trees. A lot of, somebody said gaming. Great. So, you guys, in a few moments, will have an opportunity to pick a crystal so that you can now build a business that will be able to give Venture City back its energy. So I want you to take note of this. Snap a picture. Snap a picture of this slide. This is an important slide. Because when you get into your groups, you will have to agree on which gem you all are going to pick and which business you're going to be building under that gem. So snap a picture. I see Zara. Zara, your hand is up, darling. What's up? Zara, are you there?
Okay.
Miss,
Hello?
let's
Go ahead.
choose all of them.
No, you only have to
Actually, I
choose
might choose
one.
Auntie
Camp is
Zara.
only 2 weeks. We can't build a business to all of them.
Yes, you can, mommy.
Yes, but you remember we are getting into our groups and it's going to be an intense other few days while we build out this business. So if we have to do it for multiple businesses, it will be too much. But you can do that on your own individual time.
What is it for?
But for camp, I want you to choose one crystal that your team will pick. Right? Somebody said, how about 1 to? No, we cannot choose 1 to 10. But you can do that if you want to build businesses and provide for Trinidad and Tobago, and you want to build all 10 of them, take my number, I'll support you. Yeah, I'll be your first customer. Excellent. So let's move on. Everybody has this slide?
Excuse me, miss.
Yes, darling?
Miss, I have something to say about Friday.
Talk to me.
When I can't come on Camp Friday because I have a dress rehearsal for my concert on Saturday.
Okay, noted, and I know the administrator has noted that as well, so that's fine. And you could also, when you get into your group, you can tell your group so that someone can probably contribute to your part. That will be needed on Friday. So that's fine. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Excellent. All right, so let's move on. So President Nova looked at the builders. She shook her head. No great business has ever been built by only one person. We all need a team. Spark nodded. Think about your favorite company, like Apple and Gucci. Well, I'm calling my favorite companies. Okay, let's talk about local ones. Pizza Boys, KFC, Movie Town.
KFC is not local.
It was not formed and it's not run by one person alone, right? So we would need to have a team to make sure that the business is organized. So for this camp, when you are placing your teams, these are the different roles that must be filled. So we need a CEO, a finance manager, a marketing manager, an operation manager, and a presenter. And all of them would have an important role in ensuring that your business is